All right, here we go. We have a round one matchup between David Skedar Warrior from Colombia and Midshiphustle from the USA. We're here in Temple for game one. David Skedar Warrior with the PP7, but Midshiphustle with the DD44 on the board first here in Temple. Yeah, I'll shuffle it next time for sure. All right. David Skedar Warrior on the board first. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's 1-1 now. Ties it up, 1-1. David sticking with the PP7. Staying on the top floor of Temple here. In a shootout. No connections with the PP7 for David. Nothing with the DD44 for Midship. No connections yet. Oh my goodness. Alright, David connects with the PP7. It's 2-1. Alright, David Skedar Warrior with the PP7. A little bit of leaning action in the R-aimer. Now up by 2 points here early. David Skedar Warrior got third place in the LTK Cup 4 2 years ago. So I know David's trying to make another deep run this year. It all starts right here in round one. See what he can do. Midshiphustle, first LTK Cup appearance for Midship. Alright, David now with 4. Early lead for David. And 5 for David. Charging with the DD44. Alright, Midshiphustle back on the board. Now down by 3 points. Charging with the DD44. It's 5-2. David Skedar Warrior going for some PP7 leans. David Skedar Warrior connects with the PP7. That's now 6 points for David. David Skedar Warrior going down the ramp. Only one shot to the head for Mayday. It's 7-2. David trying to line a lean up. Alright, David Skedar Warrior with the PP7. Just needs 2 more points here. Game 1 really containing Midshiphustle here in Temple. David leaning. David Skedar Warrior with some stellar leans so far. He needs just 1 more here to get game 1. The doors do not need to be opening for the Magnum to penetrate. Ooh, DD44 shootout. David was crouching. Alright, David Skedar Warrior. 10-2, game 1. Goes to David. I just realized I didn't have the net play information up. Whoops. Let's pull that back up. There we go. Alright, 10-2 goes to David Skedar Warrior. Alright, time to spin the wheel for game... Oh, sorry, game 1 goes to David Skedar Warrior. Game 2, spin the wheel. Let's spin it. Game 2 will be in basement. All right, whenever they're ready. All right. Game 2 here in basement. David, Skedar Warrior. Up 1-0 in the series. Nice lean by David, Skedar Warrior with the DD44. 1-0. Starting basement off with a pretty lean. Both players leaning now. David, Skedar Warrior leaning with the DD44, now up 2-0. David with the PP7. Midship with the PP7. Midship better turn around. There we go. Now they're adjusted. Ooh, Midshiphustle was charging there, but David with a crouch. 3-0. David leaning with the PP7. Ooh, Midshiphustle avoiding that. David, Skedar Warrior now up 4-0. Playing well here in basement early. David with the PP7, Midship with the DD44. All right, Midshiphustle on the board here in basement for game 2. Midship trying to tie this series up. David with the PP7. Midshiphustle charging with the DD44. Only down by 2 points here early. Ooh, Midshiphustle just went right by David. I don't know if he was aware that David was right there. No deaths, though. David, Skedar Warrior. Now up by 3 points. It's 5 for David. Alright, David, Skedar Warrior. Playing well here in basement. David, Skedar Warrior from Colombia. Now with 7 points. Colombia's top multiplayer competing again here in the tournament. Always good to see David. David, Skedar Warrior leaning with the PP7. He needs just 2 more points here to get game 2. Midship charging down the hall with the DD44. David, Skedar Warrior crouching with the PP7. He needs just 1 more point here to get game 2. Leans for David. Almost connected there. David, Skedar Warrior with a pretty PP7 lean to end it here in basement, game 2. 10-2 goes to David. Okay. 10-2, 10-2. Makes it easy. Alright, guys. Let's go for game 3. We gotta get library off the wheel. And basement. Oh, let's get library off there. There we go. Alright, time for game 3. Let's see where we're going. Let's go. Come on, let's see it. Game 3 will be in Frigate. The bonus map this year. Frigate's second appearance in 1v1 play. Bonus, baby. Shout out to Axedoomer. Alright, let me just adjust the score, and then we're ready. Okay, whenever they're ready. Alright, we're here in Frigate, a multiplayer setup by BMW from the late 2000s. Basically like the outside of Frigate and like the beginning part, like this top of the destroyer. So, a bonus map here in the LTK Cup 6 this year. David Skedar Warrior on the board first. Midshiphustle. Nice work there with the DD44, waiting for David to approach in the hall. It's 1-1. Alright, Midshiphustle's out of there. He was in the front of the ship. No, David's at the front. Outside. Leaning for David. Midshiphustle taking the lead here in Frigate. It's now 2-1. Midshiphustle's trying to force a game 4 here. Ooh, look at this shootout outside. Look at this. No connections. Alright, David ties it up. It's now 2-2. Crouch for David Skedar Warrior in close quarters, taking the lead here, 3-2. David switching to the Magnum, now back to DD44, both players. Charging for David. Alright, David Skedar Warrior, now with 4 points. David Skedar Warrior opening the door. Firing with the DD44, now 5 points. David now switching to the Magnum. I'm not aware of the door penetration rules on Frigate, actually. I think they have to be opening, though. Looks like it. Wow, close quarters DD44 shooting. Midshiphustle connects, down by 3 points here in game 3. David at the very front of the ship. Outside. Midship approaching. Midshiphustle now down by 1 point. Showing some more fight here in Game 3, trying to force a Game 4. Alright, David. 2-point lead. That was 6 points. Alright, Midshiphustle making this one interesting. Now only down by 1. Midshiphustle tying it up here in Frigate. It's now 6-6. Let's see what the end game's like. Midshiphustle has a Magnum. David approaching with the DD-44 now. They're close together. They're right next to each other now. And a shootout with the DD-44. Ooh, Midship closing the door. Now with the Magnum. Not many bullets left. David charging with the DD-44. Midship trying to defend it. David just approaching up the stairs. David taking the lead here in Frigate, 7-6. Alright, both players now with the DD-44. Only a door separates them. David Skedar Warrior now with 8. Got a 2-point lead late. Everybody's working, but still watching the LTK Cup 6. Let's go. I know you guys are devoted to this tournament. I appreciate the support. Nothing like watching Goldeneye on company time. Midshiphustle! Only down by 1 point here in Frigate. This has been a great Frigate match for both players. David Skedar Warrior, though, only needs 1 more point here to eliminate Midshiphustle. Midshiphustle potentially down to his last tournament life. See if he can make something happen here. Midshiphustle with a quick door open and a quick firing of the DD-44. It's 9-8. Let's see if Midshiphustle can come back here. Ooh, look at this shootout from the windows. From the window to the window. David Skedar Warrior seals it. 10-8 in Frigate. David was running low on ammo there, but finishes it off. David is going to the round of 16.